You're rolling? All right. Aloha and welcome to another Sugar Mondays. Thank you everybody for joining us and everybody's input. This Monday we are going to be talking about education. So we're going to be doing education, going over a little bit of that and some facial sugaring. Give you a couple of tips and tricks. So Miss Michelle over here is our model for the day. She's got a little bit of fuzz on the sides of her face. A little tiny little stash here. We're gonna sugar that off today. So a little bit about our education and why we think it's so important. Not only is education important in general, because it makes us smarter, but for anyone that sugars, we feel it's very important to learn a lot of the tips and tricks. There's a lot of things you're gonna learn on the way throughout the years of sugaring, but we have heard through the grapevine, through comments on posts, online, things like that, places like that, people are starting to have some negative comments about sugaring. And I think that the reason they're having the negative comments is because they don't really have the experience of what a great sugar is all about. So my clients and anyone that I know that sugars and has been sugared by a professional has said that the sugaring doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt as much as wax and different types of epilation. Now, you are gonna feel, of course, the hair coming out of the follicle, right? It should be a quick, instant pain, but that quick, instant pain should not be lingering. You shouldn't be giving pain to a client when you're applying the sugar paste. When you're applying the sugar paste, if done correctly, it should be smooth and silky going on, and then you flick it and you'll feel the instant pain of those hairs getting pulled out of the follicles. A little pressure after, you should be good to go, okay? So and that's with any sugaring company that provides education, they'll tell you the same. And you know, speaking of education, there's so many different ways to get it. Not only with us, but I'd like to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to find an educator nearest them, of course. Find an educator that you click with. It doesn't have to be from our company. Just any sugarist that you trust that has been educating for a while, knows what they're talking about, and doesn't just educate you and leave you. I want you to find somebody that is going to educate you, even if you're doing a basic class, and an online class, a 2-day class. I want you to be able to talk to them afterwards. And that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves in. We want to make sure that, you know, you're doing the education those days that you're scheduled for, but we're going to be there for you forever, okay? You can call us, text us, send us videos, FaceTime us, anything that's going to make your life easier, we're there for you. And hopefully whatever educator that you pick, because there's always going to be little tricks, there's always going to be little hiccups here and there, but we'll get you out of them, and they're very minor. So today we're going to be sugaring her face. Now, I always ask the client, you know, have they ever broken out before? Do they have a histamine reaction that comes out really easy? What provokes it? Are they taking any medications? Do they have any pertinent medical history? Now, one of the key things to having a successful, wow, I can't say that word today, having a successful sugaring application is that you have to have a very good prep. So with a very good prep, you're also hydrating the skin. We use our coconut cleanser today. It's Saponify coconut oil. It does soften up the skin, but it also degreases the skin. So if there's any lotions or makeup or anything like that, sunscreen's a big one, anything like that on there, it'll take it off gently without irritating the skin. You don't want to irritate the skin before you're going to irritate it with removing the hair, right? So we remove that, we applied a little bit of powder. Our powder is talc free. And then we're going to grab some of our favorite paste. So for the face, for the face, I like to use the wahine. So sometimes the pua, depending on how often they've been sugared before. Now, a key thing with sugaring on the sides of the face, a lot of people will break out down here. That's the most common cause is the actual histamine reaction. Histamine reaction meaning the skin's getting too hot, the body's trying to fight whatever trauma that I just had by filling those follicles with the sebum and anything that's gonna help protect it. So, okay, we're gonna take a little bit of paste. I like working from the outside in, and I don't like taking one big amount of sugar in one whole area. The hair everywhere here grows in so many different directions, okay? So work from the outside in, then you can also see how red they get on your first flick, right? Feel free to zoom in here too. Okay, so we can see that Michelle already gets pretty red. Now with her, I've noticed that all the hairs come out if I mold 3 times. Whatever paste you decide to use, find out what the optimal layering is. So I'm moving my way all in here. As you can see, her hair is starting to grow a little bit at a slant here, and then it goes around right here in a circle. Now, with any type of sugaring in general, we like to make sure that we keep the skin very tight, of course, but our key words here are clean, cool, and calm. To keep those clean, cool, and calm, we're not overworking the skin. We're making sure that we're doing small little strips so the whole area doesn't get pulled at the same time and doesn't give your body a chance to recover. Like right here, her hairs are going this way, so I'm gonna go this way. I'm applying, making sure the hair is getting those little, getting the sugar all the way under it. And she has a little Kyle again this way. There we go. How's that feel, Michelle?
Perfect.
All right. Let's go to the other side here. Don't forget your powder. So a couple of different ways that we personally here at Kiko offer training is we offer one-on-one, and we also offer online training. So our online training is ran through iSugar University, which we absolutely love and adore. And with iSugar University, you register for the class online. You do all the different areas. They break down for the didactics. You get to practice and do hands-on training, watching videos, but then we get to watch your videos and we get to talk to you and do some one-on-one afterwards. Which also brings us to our one-day basic class. So our one-day basic training includes hands-on. We always want hands-on, right? So it includes hands-on, the didactics of how sugar does work, what it's doing to the body, why we love it. So we do hands-on training, and then we also do our follow-ups. Then we have the basic also just like basic application from legs to underarms, back, larger areas, and then our more defined classes, like our advanced 2-day class, include everything from the brows to the toes. So you spend 2 days just sugaring all day, every day. I love it when students come down later and either join one of our classes, because we offer free education for a year. Once you've taken a class, you can come to any of our classes for a year. Just jump on in and keep practicing. Look at you and all your cowlicks here. But guess what? They're almost gone.
Sweet.
Now we're gonna work on Michelle's lip here. I have seen over time that, you know, the girls go all the way across and do one big strip, but that'll be okay as long as the hair is growing that way, but her hair is growing down all the way down her lip, so you're gonna notice that I'm going to go opposite the hair and pull with the hair. So one of the most common mistakes that I see once sugarists start practicing is that they get very excited and they start sugaring too fast, especially if they've been a waxer, because with waxing you want to get the wax on and pull it off right away. With sugar, there's no time limit. You can mold and take your time as long as you want. The worst thing that's going to happen is it's going to melt and you're going to have to wipe it off, right? It's not going to hurt the client though. So take your time and don't mold very fast. That is absolutely the most common mistake that I see. I see, especially in Brazilians and back, chest, anywhere the hair is a little longer, the main pain when people say they have pain from sugaring is because you're moving too fast and you're pushing too hard. You're pulling the hair basically. So when you're applying the sugar, if the hair is pulling, let's say you are going slow and you're paying mind, your paste might be too hard. And you'll get to know over time what your paste is like, what type of paste that you want to use, what consistency. You want to use the softest paste that you can physically handle without getting stuck. And there we go. Now we got our lip done.
100 times better than wax.
100 times better than wax?
Yes.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. I don't like getting my lip done. Personally, I could do without it. I'd rather get a Brazilian than get my lip done because it does burn for me for a second, but it doesn't hurt while I'm getting sugared. It does not hurt for me when I get it applied, and it doesn't hurt for me when I get it pulled off. It's like tweezing. So even if I tweezed, it would still hurt me just for a minute. That's just because I have a very sensitive skin type. It flares up super fast. So, okay, well, and then whatever product line you use, you usually have some type of a back bar. I love telling my clients to use ice on their face. Only like 30 seconds. Don't tell them to do it too much because you don't want them to burn their skin either with the ice. But after you get done with the face, with the sides of the face and everything here, if they're really red, I will use the ice. We have an ice ball. Or in this instance, because she's not really red at all, I'm using our cucumber mist. Now our cucumber mist, make sure you ask clients if they're allergic to aspirin. We have the natural derivative, it's a willow bark extract. But there's cucumber and aloe in here. And it helps fight the histamines. It's antibacterial and antiseptic. And it smells amazing. So there you go. Now if she's breaking out tomorrow, I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure she's gonna be great. No hair breakage, because we made sure that we were applying the paste very gently. We were making sure that all the hair was getting into the paste. We made sure that we weren't pulling too wide, too fast. We were pulling parallel with the skin. So we definitely know there was no hair breakage. And we didn't pull too big of areas at the same time. She never once told me it felt like I was slapping her across the face. So that's a good sign too. If a client says that you're slapping them across the face, you're probably doing too big of strips, okay? And there you have it. Thanks for joining us, and if you have any questions, give us a shout out, let us know, and we'll see you next Sugar Monday. Enjoy. Mahalo.